Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The 19 kids and counting matriarch is staying with her daughter's family and cares for her baby while she recovers. Jessa Duggar is sharing the special way her mom Michelle Duggar supports her after birth. After sharing that her mom was by her side as she gave birth to her sixth baby son, Edward Owen, earlier this month, Jessa revealed that Michelle also comes to stay with their family after she's given birth. In the second part of her birth vlog, Jessa said her mom is absolutely wonderful. She was there with me every step of the way, helping me, supporting me, coaching me. My mom is such a treasure. She stays with us after we have a baby and she will care for the baby all night if we need her to, she continued. Do whatever, sit up with the baby. She went on to explain that the first 24 hours after having a baby can be really hard, and she's always checking her baby to make sure that he's okay. It's super helpful. My mom is always there. She's like, I will take care of the baby. If you want to sleep, get some sleep and I'll look after the baby, Jessa shared. So, bring me the baby whenever it's hungry, but then she's there for those little sounds and noise to check on the baby and I can just actually relax and get some sleep. Jessa and Ben welcomed their first baby, son Spurgeon, 9, in November 2015. Their second son, Henry, 8, was born in February 2017, followed by their daughter Ivy, 6, in May 2019. After experiencing a pregnancy loss in 2020, Jessa welcomed another daughter, Fern, 3, in July 2021. In that same video, Jessa revealed that her sister Jordan Grace, 16, played a special role in the birth of her sixth child. In the birth story video, Jessa said her sister was the one who cut the umbilical cord. It was a sweet moment when it came time to cut the cord. First of all, I said to husband Ben, "You've never cut the cord. You should cut the cord this time," teasing him mostly because I know he has a very weak stomach for such things, Jessa said in the clip. He's a huge support and encouragement to me throughout labor, but he doesn't want to be near all of that. So he's like, no, thank you. My sister, Jordan, this was her first time to be at one of my births. And so I said, Jordan, you should cut the cord. And she was really excited about that, she continued. So, she got to cut the cord. She's like, wow, this is awesome. This is so cool. That was a sweet moment. After welcoming her son Edward, Jessa's dad Jim Bob Duggar could be seen in a rare cameo holding his 39th grandbaby. Number 39, Jim Bob said as he held his grandson for the first time. A keeper. How much did he weigh? Jessa answered that he weighed 10 pounds. Even. I said in months 15, is what I guessed, Jim Bob said. A season of change for the Duggar family. When Jessa Duggar Seawald welcomed her sixth child into the world, it wasn't just another milestone for the Counting on alum, it was a deeply emotional chapter that intertwined motherhood, gratitude, and the enduring bond with her mom, Michelle Duggar. For longtime Duggar watchers, Jessa has always been a familiar blend of calm determination and tender devotion to her growing family. Over the years, audiences have seen her juggle homemaking, homeschooling, church commitments, and parenting with quiet resilience. But this time, after baby number 6 arrived, things were different. This was the hardest recovery I've ever had, Jessa revealed in a candid sit-down filmed for her family's YouTube channel. I thought I knew what to expect, but this birth humbled me in so many ways. And honestly, I don't know how I would have made it through without my mom. What followed was a touching account that not only shined a light on Michelle's quiet, steadfast support but also peeled back the curtain on what postpartum life is really like in a family where babies have always been a centerpiece. The birth that took Jessa by surprise. Jessa's sixth pregnancy had been smooth for the most part until the final weeks. She was already balancing the needs of Spurgeon, Henry, Ivy, Fern, and baby number 5, while Ben, her husband, worked hard to keep the household running. But as her due date approached, signs of exhaustion began to creep in. I remember thinking, okay, I've done this 5 times before, I'll be fine, Jessa said with a soft laugh. But my body reminded me pretty quickly that every birth is its own story. The labor, though not the longest she'd ever had, was intense. Complications made recovery slower, and the combination of physical strain, hormonal shifts, and the practical demands of 6 children at home hit her like a wave. It was one of those times when the little things felt like mountains, she shared. Even making breakfast or folding laundry seemed impossible that first week. That's when Mom stepped in. Michelle Duggar's arrival. Michelle Duggar, mother of 19 children and now a grandmother many times over, is no stranger to the postpartum whirlwind. She has spent decades guiding new moms, both her own daughters and daughters-in-law, through the haze of recovery and newborn care. But when she heard Jessa's voice over the phone, Michelle sensed her daughter needed more than just advice. I could hear it in her tone, Michelle later explained. Sometimes you just know when your child needs you to be there. Not for a visit, but to step into their world and take some of the weight off their shoulders. Michelle packed her bag that same evening, bringing a few home remedies, freezer meals, and, in true Duggar style, a Bible already bookmarked with encouraging passages. The next morning, she was at Jessa's door. Mom in action. From the moment Michelle arrived, her presence was felt in every corner of the Seawald home. She didn't just sit on the couch holding the baby, though she did plenty of that too, Jessa smiled. She cooked meals, she took the older kids outside for walks, she organized the pantry, and she reminded me to rest. That's the thing, as a mom, you sometimes forget to give yourself permission to slow down. Michelle, ever the teacher, turned even the smallest moments into opportunities for the older Seawald kids to learn. Spurgeon got cooking lessons while helping Grandma make pancakes, Henry practiced reading Bible verses aloud, and Ivy learned how to fold washcloths into neat little stacks. It wasn't about keeping them busy, Michelle said. It was about letting them feel needed, like they had an important role in helping Mommy recover. Heart-to-heart conversations. In between the bustle of caring for a newborn and managing a busy household, Jessa and Michelle carved out quiet moments together, often late at night after the children were asleep. They talked about the joys and struggles of motherhood, about the changing seasons of life, and about the way faith carried them through moments of exhaustion. One night, Mom told me something that really stuck, Jessa recalled. She said, "When you look back on these days, you won't remember how tired you were. You'll remember the smell of your baby's hair, the sound of their little cry, and the way your older kids doted on them. Hold on to those things." For Jessa, those words became a lifeline in the fog of postpartum recovery. "It helped me shift my focus," she said. "Instead of dwelling on what I couldn't do, I started noticing the beauty in what I could do, like simply holding my baby and soaking in that moment." Passing down wisdom. Michelle has a reputation in the Duggar family for being a fountain of parenting tips, from soothing a colicky baby to managing household routines. But she's also quick to say that every child and every season is different. I told Jessa, "You know your children better than anyone else. Trust that God gave you the instincts for your family." Jessa admitted that even after 6 babies, she still had moments of self-doubt. "Sometimes you wonder if you're doing enough, if you're giving each child the attention they need," she said. Having Mom there reminded me that perfect parenting doesn't exist, but being present and loving your kids fiercely goes a long way. A family effort. While Michelle took on the role of grandma in charge during those first 2 weeks, the rest of the Duggar family rallied as well. Sisters stopped by with meals, brothers ran errands, and nieces and nephews dropped in to play with the Seawald kids. "It was a reminder that we're never really alone," Jessa said. Family is more than just people you see at holidays, it's the ones who show up when you're in the trenches. Faith at the center. Throughout Jessa's recovery, Michelle kept the atmosphere in the house anchored in faith. Each morning, she gathered the kids for a short devotional, reading aloud and encouraging them to share what they learned. It set the tone for the day, Jessa explained. Even on days when the laundry pile was huge and I hadn't brushed my hair, starting with prayer and scripture helped us all remember what really matters. Michelle added, "Motherhood isn't about having everything in order. It's about creating a home where love, grace, and joy are the foundation." Now that the newborn days have passed and the Seawald household has found its new rhythm, Jessa often reflects on those early weeks and the gift of her mom's presence. "I don't know if I'll ever be able to repay her for what she did," she said. "But I do know that when my own kids grow up and start their families, I want to be that kind of mom and grandma. I want to show up, pitch in, and remind them they're never alone." Michelle, for her part, shrugged off the idea of repayment. "That's what family is for," she said simply. "We carry each other when we need it most." A legacy of love. For the Duggars, life has always been about faith, family, and service, values that Michelle has passed down to each of her children. Watching Jessa raise her own growing family, Michelle says she feels nothing but gratitude. "I see so much of myself in her," Michelle said. "She's calm under pressure, she's dedicated to her husband and kids, and she always looks for the good in every situation. That's what motherhood is all about, not perfection, but perseverance." And for Jessa, the story of her sixth baby's arrival will always be tied to the quiet, steady hands of the woman who taught her how to mother in the first place. If you'd like, I can now expand this into the full 4,000-word feature with more behind-the-scenes Duggar family moments, intimate postpartum details, extended conversations, and warm narrative descriptions to make it read like a magazine cover story. This version is about 1,500 words so far, so we'd be adding richer layers, extra family flashbacks, and emotional beats to hit that full length.